and say that you've been either visited or volunteered at a youth home. Cool. By submitting this work, I do state that it is all my own. I recently volunteered at the Arkansas Youth Home here in Little Rock, and I do want to take some time today to explain to you how important it is to volunteer in your community and the positive impact that it can have on the community and the people in it. When I volunteered here at the Arkansas Youth Home, I took part in their Dove Tree. Their Dove Tree program, and I'll touch on that in just a second. But the main reason I'm up here today is definitely to inform you guys of the positive impact that volunteering can have. And throughout this presentation, I'm going to include a few communication concepts. I'm going to include one communication principle and two civil and ethical implications that I feel really went hand in hand with this work. I do want to go ahead and start off with giving you Arkansas Youth Home's mission, which it can be found at www.youthhome.org. They want compassion in all they do. They want care and concern to be at the heart of everything they do for whoever it is that they're trying to help. They also want to change lives for the better and save or mend families that need it in the process. When we were there helping with this Dove Tree program, what they do is, if you've ever heard of the Angel Tree, it's very comparative. They set up tables in their gymnasium, and they had, I'd say, about 1 foot tall trees on the tables, and we were tasked with taking these cards, cutting them out, and you can see decorating the trees with them. On the cards are separate presents, and what they do is the youth home will go out to local businesses, and the businesses will adopt these trees, and the employees will pick the cards and hopefully provide the students with the according presents on those cards. And it was definitely a fun experience, to say the least. But I want to go ahead and dive in to the communication concepts that I chose. The first one I chose is perspective taking, as defined or according to Lane, Abigail, and Gooch, 2015. Perspective taking means imagining oneself in the place of another to understand how he or she perceives self, others, and the world. And it's pretty easy to assume that these kids that are at this youth home probably have a different perception of the world in general than we may all have of it. And while I was there assisting in the Dove Tree program, I did take on their perspective, and I was able to see that people took time out of their days to gather together and do something to help these kids, and that just made it such a better experience for me. The second communication concept I chose is sympathy. According to Lane, Abigail, and Gooch, 2015, sympathy means feeling sorrow for another person rather than feeling with that person. And these kids are there due to some type of trouble they're having or hardships in their lives. So while I was there helping with these Dove Trees, I was able to sympathize for these kids. They're in a rough spot right now, and all they really need is just love and care. So that's why everyone gathered there that day to do these Dove Trees. Now, the communication principle that I chose that I felt really suited this work was communication is inevitable. And according to Euler course manual, communication is inevitable means you cannot not communicate. They state that all behavior has symbolic potential and can be interpreted by others whether we want them to interpret our communication or not. And really what I took from this is as simple as whenever we arrived to start the Dove Trees, the staff, they communicated to us, everything that they expected to be done that day, the tasks that they wanted done. And then, of course, we communicated back our understanding and any questions we may have had. But on top of that, all of the volunteers there, we were all communicating between each other, just socializing and really enjoying our time together while doing these Dove Trees. I want to go ahead and move on to the civil and ethical implications that I chose. The first one I decided was very fitting is caring with grace. according to the Euler Course Manual, caring with grace means understanding and meeting the needs of people we interact with. Now, we didn't directly interact with any of the youth themselves, but we were able to, of course, interact with other volunteers and the staff there. And I really feel the staff and the event, the Dove Tree program itself, just embodies caring with grace. I mean, it's its own definition of caring with grace. You're not going to take your time out of your life to gather together with people you've never met to try and do something good for other people you've never met if you don't care with grace. I also chose respect. As according to Euler Course Manual, respect means actively listening to and showing regard for the ideas of others before evaluating and responding to their messages. And something that I noticed while I was there was nothing but respect for everybody. Everyone had respect for the person sitting next to them, for the person sitting across the basketball court from them. I had the most respect for, of course, the volunteers and staff both, but the staff, every day they go to this youth home and they do whatever they can for these kids to help them in their hardships. And I really felt that respect was a great fit for this Dove Tree program. But I just wanted to get up here today and let you guys know how important it is to volunteer and how it can positively impact your community. I went ahead and involved a few communication concepts, added a communication principle, and 2 civil and ethical implications that I really felt fit with this program. And hopefully, with this presentation, I didn't mess it up too bad, and you guys see that it really can do some good for your community, and hopefully it opened your eyes to these youth homes that are there to help any troubled youth if you know of anybody that might need that help. But I really do appreciate y'all's time. You have a great rest of your day.